What's going on, guys? Episode 9, season 2. Excited to talk to Alex Johnson, close friend of mine, 2014 graduate. Bounced around between 141 and 149 his 4 years. Ended up finding his way into the starting lineup his senior year, going to conference and all that stuff. Alex, one of those grinders, great dudes. Ended up going to Buds, becoming a SEAL, and then having a great 10-year career in the Navy wearing the Trident. One of the things, the team is equipped well with our officer representatives to have great guys like Major Smith and Lieutenant Commander Huntley as mentors for these young men to find their correct service selection. When they have to sign up for that at the end of at the beginning of their senior year. But one of the questions I often get from guys is, what's it like, if I go to Buds, what's hard about it? Am I equipped for that? And like I said, we've got two great guys like Major Smith and Lieutenant Commander Huntley. Alex Johnson, one of those guys who I've stayed in touch with over the years. Phenomenal leader, great wrestler, and somebody that I've always wanted to bring on to the show, and excited that I finally got to talk to him. So we kind of dive into what he's doing now out of the Navy. We talk about what inspired him to go to the Naval Academy, what inspired him to go become a SEAL, some of the challenges he faced through that, and how the Navy wrestling program kind of helped him through that process. The challenges and adversity he faced while being a wrestler, and how that made him into a good leader through the SEAL teams. So I'm excited for you guys to listen to it. But first, in the next week or two, waiting on a few pending details, I will be pushing out some information regarding the Army-Navy duel this year, February 20th in Alumni Hall. Prior to the duel, we'll be hosting a alumni, friends, family, everybody. You find them on the street, bring them in. We want to pack the house, and we want everybody coming to this social prior to the event. Again, sending out the link for the sign up very soon in the next week or so, but just got to put it on your radar. February 20th, Alumni Hall. The social will be prior to the match in the Bo Kovich room. We hope to see you there, and yeah, we got to beat Army. So stand by for that sign up. It'll be coming out pretty soon. Anyway, thanks for listening, and hope you enjoy.
Oh, we got a Skull and Crossbones Navy hat with some camo on it. Okay.
This was on the Shmee website.
Okay.
Yep. Actually, I created a specific Navy wrestling store through them.
Okay. Still open?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's through our website.
I think you might have sent out. Oh, I think I saw it on the Navy Wrestling Club. I think I saw a link to it at some point.
Yeah, it's on the website. I don't know how many people like you. I'm their number one customer, I think. But yeah, it was nice enough of those guys to do that. I mean, I'm sure there's other people that shop Shmee that will buy Navy wrestling stuff, but yeah. And I wish they would do shirts and stuff for us, but I don't know.
Just hats right now.
Just hats.
All right, I got my shirt from the.
Oh, nice! How did it turn out? You like it?
Great. I practiced in it the other day with the team. Held up fine.
Yeah. So okay. Yeah. So what's the deal? Well, first of all, happy Thanksgiving. What did you guys do? Did you have people come over, or what was your all's?
So David, our new son David, was what? Not even a week and a half at that point. So took it real easy. Luckily, Allie's parents live less than about 25 minutes away. We went over there, just had lunch with them, and then came back. Kept it short, nothing too crazy.
Low key.
tried to keep it as low key as we could.
And your parents are still in town?
No, just my in town helping out still, which is awesome.
Just who?
My mom.
Okay.
My dad was just in town for when we did the baptism.
Wow, you did not waste any time.
No.
My son was born 4 months ago, and we still haven't done that.
So I talk to your pastor, get it scheduled.
I know, seriously, dude. Well, priest, but yeah, I'm Catholic like you guys.
Yep.
Yeah, so it was chill. I know your in-laws live pretty close. How is the transition from 1 to 2 been so far? You guys getting any sleep or?
He's
not really.
He's sleeping better than Peter did, which is nice. But Peter's suddenly sleeping a lot worse.
Yo, that's crazy. I was literally telling somebody that the other day. Like, my kids usually slept. The older two slept through the night, but as soon as the baby was born, I don't know if his crying is like waking him up or what, but like it's every night we're getting visits from multiple people. So,
and in the morning, between 4:30 and 5, Peter's walking into the room and turning our light on. I'm like, I'm about to start locking you in your room, buddy. Can't be having this at 4:30 in the morning. When we
wait, he'll come in and turn on the light
in our room. Yeah.
It's wake up time, Dad. It's wake up time.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's awesome. Well, I love the and Allie's doing good.
Oh yeah,
crushing it.
She's good. She's doing wonderful. Yeah.
Well, I love the background you got there. The 2014 poster.
Yeah. That's the 2014 year. Poster.
What a year! It was a good year.
What a year! We got you, James Vanier, team captain, Matt Miller as a returning NCAA qualifier, and then Ray Borgia, returning NCAA qualifier, up there on the top, and then the rest of the seniors and returning starters on the bottom. Right.
It was a good year.
It was a great year. Love that year.
Yeah, actually, that was a lot of what I wanted to talk to you about. I remember asking you last year if you had time to do one of these phone calls, podcast things with me, and it was just the timing was bad. You were like about to get out of the military, and just the timing wasn't good. So thanks for the impromptu Roger up yesterday afternoon.
Hey, 24-hour notice. That's all I need.
Is it right? Is that it? Is that all you need? Well, are you technically on like baby leave kind of still?
Yeah, because my mom's here, I've gone back in a little bit, but if she would be.
Well, I kind of want to do like a quick like background of you, and we'll get into like Navy wrestling stuff. I think you have a unique path with your brother, and then with the 9 guys that you graduated with, or the 8 other guys that you graduated with, right? Because there was 9 of you guys that went to Buds in 14.
Yes. Sounds right. Yeah.
Yeah. And then kind of how you've gotten to where you are now. Like, I want to talk a little bit about what you're doing now, and like how how you got there, and then maybe a little bit about like how Navy wrestling influenced a lot of those things. And one of the things that, and this is why I wanted to get you on here last year, but I knew it would happen eventually, is one of the things that I really appreciate about you is, I mean, you're a huge supporter of the club, you're a supporter of the program, but you're like also one of those guys that, while you don't know everybody on the roster, like personally, you'll text me or you'll text like the group chats that we're in and be like, yo, like, as if you know the guys, because you'll follow them and you study their matches because you're watching tournaments and you're watching the duels throughout the year, and so you not like the guys personally, but you follow the team habitually.
If I catch a duel or like placement matches at a tournament, I'll try and find time to tune in, check it out. And that's also thanks to you, man. You and all the things Coach Colott have done in kind of promoting the team. Oh, hey there.
Say hey.
Hi.
Say hey, Alex. All right, good night. Love you. Okay. Close the door.
She just like popped out of the background all of a sudden on me. It was like she's just there.
Oh man. But yeah, no, I mean, no, I appreciate the words.
Y'all made it easy to follow the program even closer with everything you've been doing and helping to connect us alumni to all the good stuff happening over there. So,
well, I'm glad people are listening. You've always been one of my favorite people that I've met there, and very lucky to have you as a friend, and appreciate the support that you've shown so far. But yeah, man. So yeah, why don't we just kind of do like a quick background of you? Like, I didn't introduce you at first. Alex Johnson, class of 2014. You were 141. Yeah.
I started at 41, ended at 49 my senior year.
Yeah, 49. And then graduated 2014, commissioned to go, to Buds. Became a SEAL.
Did that for 8 years.
8 years?
10 total.
Yeah.
Drop off for the training.
Well, yeah, you got out in 24, so you have 10 years.
Yep.
As a lieutenant, right?
Yeah, I guess I technically put on lieutenant commander right there before going on to terminal leave, but yeah, I didn't do any jobs other than lieutenant jobs.
Okay. Yeah, we'll get into all that, but just a quick background. I don't know if I've ever asked you this. As a Tennessee native outside Memphis, like, how did you guys like get into wrestling? Because that's not like the hotbed of America for wrestling.
No, it wasn't. And there are a lot of things just lining up the right way. Very, very blessed and fortunate with the high school that my dad, my uncles, my grandfather had all gone to, that me and my brothers all went to, was by far the best wrestling school in the region. I don't know what the stats were anymore, but it had been something 10 or 11 years since they had lost a match in the region. The whole time I was there, we kind of dominated everyone. So I was very blessed when my brother and I got into wrestling. Zach got into it first. Basketball just wasn't for him. So he made the jump earlier. I was convinced I could be some point guard for too long, and then made the jump a little later.
And when did that happen?
I was in 8th grade when I started wrestling.
Wow, that late.
Yeah. Zach was in 6th when he started. So It took 2 years to see the light.
That's crazy.
Regret that. Wish I had gotten into it sooner, because as soon as I did, it's like, this is the sport for me. I love it.
I don't know many people, especially nowadays, who start wrestling in 8th grade and then end up wrestling in Division I levels.
We had a few on the team. Ray Borgia started later, even though his dad was obviously a great coach. I think he started in late middle school. I think Andrew Roach did some in elementary school and then stepped away from it and came back to it in high school.
Okay.
So, yeah, I mean, just right there in my class, a few other guys that were a little later into the sport.
Yeah, I mean, you had such a great group of guys. I'm blanking on the other guy that I'm thinking of that probably, whatever, it doesn't matter. But yeah, I mean, it's today now in today's era, like especially today.
Yeah, there's a lot of guys.
I think people are starting so much younger. And I would have guessed that you and your brother did too, like as competitive as you guys are and as close as you guys are. Like, I just thought it was your dad and mom needed to get you guys into something that.
Oh, they always had us in sports, but it wasn't until we landed in wrestling that it was the right fit sport for us. But yeah, there was still a lot of growth to be had at the Naval Academy with my wrestling. The level of competition in Memphis, it was like a couple of tough matches a year, and fortunately a good practice partner in Zach, and then another teammate who wrestled at the Air Force Academy.
Mm.
So it was really just us three as training partners getting it figured out. But once it got to the Naval Academy room, it was like everybody was better than me. I was getting my butt kicked all over the place freshman year. And while I did have a phenomenal coach, Chris Lewis, love him to death, my high school coach, he had never wrestled before. Actually, most of the technique he got was from watching Kerry Colat videos. Those, the
YouTube
ones.
videos, yeah.
So Coach Colat was coaching me way back in the day, I guess, through indirectly. But that was where he got his techniques, and he just great man, great leader. He drilled us hard and had us condition hard and do all those things. But there was a lot of the finer details on the technical stuff that I was lost in freshman year. I remember Dustin Hayslip putting his hands on me and just coming out of practices having not scored a single point. Like, can I even do this? Do I belong here? Like, it's not just one practice. It was this whole week I wrestled with Dustin and didn't get a takedown the whole time. What's going on? I thought I was good at this.
I think that's the story for a lot of freshmen. Yeah. So you guys didn't go to NAPS, did you?
Not.
I didn't think so. So like, how did the Naval Academy come into the picture? Like, did Antonelli recruit you guys, or?
So the recruiting call I got was from Tom Tanis.
Oh yeah.
Was he still there your freshman year?
He was. He left that summer.
Yeah. Who? I would say Zach and I were a term me and some of the guys called ourselves preferred walk-ons. The coaches knew who we were, but we weren't like heavily recruited. Coach Tanis actually called Zach and I because we had submitted applications to the Naval Academy already, and our names flagged on that. We did like the early, what's it called?
Early admissions type thing.
Whatever the early sending in all information application. Yeah, we did the early application, and that it's like, hey, I'm a wrestler. I'm a varsity wrestler. I don't know if he was just following up or if he looked me up a little bit and then followed up, I assume. But they called, and when Coach Tanis called me, I'd actually just gotten accepted the week before, I think.
That's crazy.
I was like, and he's asking me, what do you think? I'm like, Coach Tanis, I sent in my acceptance 2 days ago. I'm going to Naval Academy. He's like, oh, great. See you in the summer. And that was my entire recruiting experience.
Seriously?
Yeah. And then Zach and I both won state titles that year down in Tennessee. And the week after, I got a call from him. Hey, congrats on the state title. Looking forward to having you next year. And it was like the 2 touch points I had the whole time.
That's kind of wild. But yeah, go ahead. So like, why the Naval Academy? Like, did you apply anywhere else, or like, what was the, incentive to do that? Because like you said, the recruiting process was late. Like that phone call came after you already had sent in your stuff.
Yeah. So both Zach and I were definitely very interested in the military. My dad had a few cousins that went to West Point, and we're all very successful wrestlers there, actually, the Simpson brothers. And I remember us first going and doing some West Point thing, and it just didn't feel right. And then there was a guy who was on the team with us, Bailey Whitaker, class of 12, who I had wrestled back in high school in Tennessee, and he was there. Me and him had wrestled. He dominated me at the state tournament when I was a sophomore. He was a senior. But I had kind of made friends with him along the way from wrestling against him, and reached out to him to ask about the Naval Academy, and he spoke highly of his experience there. So applied to summer seminar, actually met Joe Locksmith at summer seminar.
Nice.
Yeah.
Squad mate?
Not a squad mate, but ran into him. It was one of those weird small world things where 2 weeks before we had wrestled the Southeast Regionals, and Zach had actually wrestled Joe Locksmith in Greco.
No way.
Yeah. And then like we're there at the Naval Academy and see this guy's like, no.
Yeah, what's up, man?
Are you thinking about going here? Yeah.
So okay, so Zach, you both went summer seminar at the same time. Okay,
Yeah.
for those who don't know, explain what summer seminar is.
It's a week of getting all the midshipman experiences they can cram into a week to try and convince people to go to the Naval Academy. It's a big Naval Academy recruiting tool, I would say.
So this is
both recruiting and giving experiences there so that people can make more informed decisions.
Yeah, it's gotten so competitive though. You know, you got to apply to it. You go between your junior and senior year, I think.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not like one of those things where you just sign up and go. You got to get accepted for it. So it's, you know, for those who are interested in the Naval Academy, look into the summer seminar program. It's a good deal. Okay, so it was from a younger age, or you know, at least a high school age, it was aspirations of committing to some sort of service.
Yeah, some kind of service, something in the military, and then the Naval Academy, just kind of combining the best of everything. Hey, get a chance to get a college education at a very prestigious school, get a chance to serve the military, and now that wrestling's going well and really buying into the sport, a chance to continue wrestling was awesome too.
Yeah. So you got there the summer of 2010.
Yeah. Yes.
2010. So Doris was a senior.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Bryce was team captain that first year.
Yeah. What do you when you look back on those 4 years, like what is like the thing that you reflect on the most? You know, I could tell you I reflect on those 4 years almost daily, but because I'm surrounded by it. But
it's still on all sides of you all the time.
Yeah, it's weird though, man. It's like it's different. It's every class is different. I think I have a different perspective now, being like on the other side of the coaching competitor side. Mm-hmm. And every class, like I said, every class is different. It's also 10 years later since I graduated, so it's like people have changed and things have changed, but a lot of things have stayed the same. But you know, to you, like I loved the group of guys my freshman year. I just think that the culture of the team was good, and it was great coming in as a plebe at that time. But I missed, you know, Bryce's senior year. You know, a guy that has been on the stand already. Mm-hmm. You know, your team captain. You wouldn't have met. My gosh. 2009.
All-Americans back then?
Yeah.
Joe Baker?
Yeah, Baker. Baker had already graduated.
I met him, but no, he wasn't there. Yeah. Yeah. We had what's it? Schober and DeYoung, 2010 grads, were running our practices for the most part, which is good over plebe summer. And then obviously Bryce in the room. That guy, just such a phenomenal competitor. I mean, you got to see the team the next year, and there's a lot of good athletes all throughout that team. But I remember lunch sprints my freshman year. I think Bryce Doris lost one sprint, like one individual sprint the entire year, running against everyone else. He just was so driven to win and kind of set that culture and that tone so well. I remember talking to other guys who were a little older about guys that were his weight. It's like, oh yeah, I got one takedown on him the whole year, and I practiced with him this much. And after I did, it was obvious he was never going to let me get a takedown again. Like, ooh. I'm sitting there back at 5th or 6th string, whatever I was my freshman year, 2 weights below. I'm like, Guess it's a good thing I don't have to wrestle with Bryce. Already going rough enough for me as it is.
Dang.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, but that's like what you want, right? Like those are the guys. Like you probably looked up to Bryce a lot as a freshman, and
Definitely.
A guy like that, especially like a returning All-American, can really set the thermostat in the room. The coaches have a role in that, but I feel like the locker room is really the culture. Like the team, the guys are the ones that make the team, and the coaches, can steer you in the direction that they want. But having a guy like Bryce at that time, who's just tough as nails, like that's what I remember walking into is like, yeah, Bryce wasn't there. Other than him, like we didn't have any returning All-Americans, or there was nobody else. I didn't have anybody in the room my 4 years that had been on the stand, but everybody in the room was just a dog, like just a badass.
Yeah, I mean, Coach Burnett, Coach Antonelli, Major Antonelli, Coach Tanis, they all built that in us. Coach Letts, when he got there, your freshman year, right?
Yeah, Letts I think was freshman year.
Freshman, sophomore year. Coach Song, Coach Rogers, all did that for all of us while they were there. That there wasn't ever any question about Navy wrestling toughness and willingness to get out there and scrap.
So looking back on those 4 years for you, like what's the one thing that you kind of like reflect on when you're thinking about it?
Yeah, that camaraderie was awesome. Like you're saying, the culture, the camaraderie, the guys that just going in that room and fight out for an hour and a half, 2 hours, and then get cleaned up, go have meals in Bancroft and just enjoy each other's company.
Steerage runs.
You
were bound to see Ray Borgia hopping around with a Diet Coke and a bag of Reese's.
Ray Borgia, Diet Coke, and Pop-Tart. Get his recovery in.
I was in his company, and it was awesome.
I didn't realize you were.
Yeah, he was all Diet Coke, his 2-pack of Reese's every night without fail. Okay. Oh, any like particular specific memory that you remember? Either about practice or a tournament or a Burnettism.
Burnettisms. Oh man.
I got to see him a couple weeks ago at Blue and Gold. It was awesome.
Yeah, I saw he was there. That must have been
it cool. Was so cool. He's the exact same. Still got on the mat, like was showing guys.
Really?
Yeah, yes. Yep. He's 60.
I'm not surprised, but it's crazy. Yeah. I actually, sorry, off topic. I went to because I'm living in the Twin Cities area now. I went to a University of Minnesota practice near the end of last year, and got to see them. It was in the after Big Tens in the lead up to NCAAs, and I got to talk to one of their coaches, Zach Sanders, for a little bit.
Nice. Yeah.
He was sharing about being on the world team when as an alternate when Coach Burnett was there, and he was talking about. He goes, "Oh yeah, before the day before our competitions, like I have my own like routine I like to go through the day before, but not with Coach Burnett. He made us do this specific thing." I'm like, "Oh, the power hour."
Power hour.
I know that one well. And he's like, "Yes." And me and him are going back and forth about the different drills in the power hour. I'm like, "Yeah, same Coach Burnett."
The freestyle power hour is probably a little bit different, but
I'm sure it didn't sound like it was too different.
Sit out, turn in, spin, go behind.
That one's not there.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
That's crazy.
That was a funny one. But back to your question. What am I reflecting on, or what do I think?
Like a specific memory. I don't know, an example for me, I guess, to help you. I guess I could do two. I could do a Burnettism, and then I would always get pissed like Saturday morning runs because I was not very fast. I'm still not very fast. but like I took that very seriously, and I would still get like I'd be in the bottom third of those things, and like Ray or Roach or like, oh my gosh, why am I blanking on these guys' names? They would show up like sleep in their eyes, whatever, just like not even tie their shoes and dust me every time. Who else was a really good? You were obviously a really good runner.
Yeah, we had a few good runners between me and my brother, Roach and Ray, like you said. Walter Pope was.
Well, that's who I was thinking of, was Pope.
Rob Davis could run. In your class, Quinn Ledbetter.
Oh, Ledbetter could go too. Yeah,
so fast.
Another one. This was, I think,
we left out. Oh, go ahead.
Sophomore year. We were at, I think, the Central Michigan Open, and Rashi had a bad tournament, and Burnett goes up to him, and he was praising me, like, because I won the tournament. It was my first college open win. It was awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Up at 165 after 149, and he just goes up to Colton. Colton like went 0-2 or something. He's like, Colton, you suck today, buddy. Like, you gotta start hanging out with Peyton more. Like, you suck today. And Colton's like, obviously this.
All right, I got.
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. I got two for you. One that is for Colton. So that freshman year, I don't even know what string I was. I know it's like Dustin was ahead of me. Drew Willis, who was a senior in 2011, was ahead of me. Ray and Joe Locksmith ahead of me. I think there was
a lot of good guys.
A lot of good guys.
Yeah.
I think there was probably one more just buried on the depth chart. But Dustin was in my company, and he looked out for me. The guy, it was so great to have Dustin in my corner, back in the hall, and then on the mats. So I practiced with him a lot, and gosh, it was whenever Naps visited, because Colton was a Napster. Me and him would have graduated the same year from high school, but he out. And I don't know who Colton Rashi is at all, but he's going live when they come in for their visit. He's wrestling with Dustin, who I normally wrestle with. We're doing live takedowns, and I'm out for this go, and I see him take Dustin down twice, and I'm just like, great.
Who is this kid?
another like tough dude coming in here to push me farther back in the depth chart. Like this guy is so good. Right? And I know I actually saw Colton's video and he talked about that moment.
Yes.
and then Dustin grabbing him for the first practice of the year the next year, having not forgotten that.
No, that's yeah. Go ahead.
I was right there watching that, and I was just blown away. Like, dang, I haven't taken this guy down all year, and this guy just comes in and in a minute and a half takes him down twice. And well, I was like, oh wow.
The way Colton tells that story. No, it was Dustin. I don't know. I've heard it from both sides. But Dustin's like, you and me, first practice of the year next year.
Yes.
What Colton doesn't know is the first practice of the year back then was a 60-minute grind match.
Oh, yeah.
And, yeah, so I think he got it back. During that.
I think that's what Colton said when he was on the podcast.
Yeah, he got ripped up by old Dusty.
It is not fair for the freshmen and their first full experience in the room to get that, but it's so good for them.
Right after plebe summer, you're
not set up for success, while the juniors, seniors who have done it before they're more ready.
Fresh off NAAA blocker.
Yeah, no. And then the other one, so Coach Burnett basically told me the same thing. My sophomore year of the Navy Classic. I lost to Rick Durso the first round from Franklin Marshall. Who? Yeah, me and him wrestled probably 4 or 5 times throughout college. And then won a match or two on the backside. Then I wrestled a guy from Bucknell and just got throttled. I think it's one of the only 2 times I got pinned in college. I was And I'm coming off the mat just
Yeah.
so angry. That was consolation semis, knocks me back to 5th place match. And Coach Burnett grabs me and just goes, Johnson, you suck right now. The only thing you're good at is your fundamentals, and you're not even doing those. And I was like, cool, Coach. I'm about to go wrestle for 5th place against the guy that beat me in the first round. I'm ready to go now. But to his credit, it worked because I beat the guy for 5th place.
Let's go. Let's go.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
That guy was fun to wrestle because, he was tough, and me and him, it was like we wrestled 3 or 4 times that were all either overtime matches or a score at the end, and they were all like 8-9, 10-8 kind of matches. A score late to win it. So those were fun, even on the ones he didn't win. It was like, all right, I gave it my all there. I had a good fight. I just made some mistakes.
Where's that guy from?
He was at Franklin and Marshall.
Okay.
Oh.
They still have a couple dudes that like can, historically not a great program, but they have some tough kids.
No, I think he won EIWAs and the All-American one year.
Wow.
Yeah, he was tough. Yeah.
You're a humble guy, so this you might like beat around the bush on this question, but preferred walk-on to, really at the end of your senior year, like being the guy. I know you'd bounce in and out of the lineup. Like we'd send you team would send you stuff. You'd weigh in, not necessarily wrestle. You'd weigh in, go to the duels, like because Burnett would always take at least 2 guys per weight class.
Yep. So junior year, I was number 2. I lost in the blue and gold to Joe Locksmith and placed behind him at any of the tournaments we were both entered in.
So 40 was 41 again.
At 41, and then I moved to 49 my senior year. Actually lost in the blue and golds to Willie Fox. I never had an answer for him. I couldn't figure him out.
That kid was weird. Yeah.
He was a great wrestler, but then ended up outplacing him at a tournament or 2, and coach started putting me in. Then Ray came back from injury, and Ray had been round of 12 at 149 the year before. So when he came back from injury, the second half, me and him were split in time. And then unfortunately for Ray, at All Academies, he got injured right near the end of the year. And at that point, because just before All Academies, I remember sitting down with Coach Antonelli, because this was the interim year for Coach Antonelli, my senior year.
Okay.
And Ray was going to be the guy, which, based off of what he'd done at NCAAs, based on how he looked throughout the year, I think it was the right call. Ray's ceiling was going to be higher than mine, from what we had seen. And heck, he got to see us wrestle in the room all the time. Ray's, you know how good Ray is. He was
very talented.
Just had a great mat awareness and instincts out there. He was good. But then because Ray got injured, I ended up starting to close out the year and getting to go to Easterns and everything.
I don't remember it being because he got hurt. I'm sure there was some sort of injury involved. I mean, now that you mention it, I'm sure there was.
No, he tore something. No, he was out. He was out, medically out.
Okay. Well, I mean, I guess still elaborate on like what, like you. I just remember you being ready all the time. Like you were locked in to be the guy, regardless of, if you had to weigh in the day of, you were going to make the weight and compete hard. Like, one of the things that I see, or that, something that I struggle to coach people through, I think a lot of people do, and a lot of people struggle to get through it. But like, when you're not necessarily the guy, but you're still expected to like compete as hard as you can to get better and to be close to weight. Like even when you're not the guy, like wrestling's hard enough when you are the guy and you are expected to, to weigh in and stuff, but to continually do that over the course of 4 years and then get, your name called at the end. like that's a complete mental grind. Maybe
Yeah.
share some of like what you how like what were you telling yourself through that experience? I know you loved the team, you loved the guys, you loved the camaraderie, but that's all social stuff. Like everybody
Yeah.
loved that, you know.
Yeah.
Like, go ahead. So I think you get what I'm asking.
Yeah, I mean, I was very grateful for the opportunities. I kind of said at the beginning, I was buried on the depth chart freshman year. I didn't wrestle a single match freshman year. I never wore the Navy singlet once and wrestled. I was just a room guy, not just a room guy, but I was just helping Dustin get ready, and I wrestled with Dustin a lot, getting him ready freshman year. Sophomore year with Dustin a little bit, and wrestling with you a lot when you were at 49, because I was at 41, a little smaller, so less risk of you getting injured on your weight cuts. Coach always liked you wrestling with someone a little smaller at the end there. So got to experience that preparation and knew what you were doing, what Dustin was doing, how you were getting ready for matches, and was learning those things and getting better at them. And then my junior and senior year where I probably did every dual weigh in my junior and senior year, and I didn't wrestle many duels. But just grateful for the opportunities and excited for the chance if I was going to get the call that day. Like after not having a chance to wrestle a match once my freshman year, anytime I had a chance to wrestle a match, it was got to be ready and got to put in the work, got to cut the weight right, got to be ready. And yeah, you say that, I can say that I was not ready one time, and that was the American duel my senior year, because that was the first duel. It was like a midweek duel right after Ray had been injured, and I knew that I wasn't going to be the starter anymore, and kind of dropped off that weekend before.
You knew you weren't going to be the starter?
I knew Ray was the guy going forward at that point.
Oh.
Fortunately for Ray, he got injured, and that my opportunity. But I barely squeaked by a win against the American wrestler that I had majored him earlier in the year, and it was like, I let things slip in preparation this week, and it was just a reminder to turn it back on for the rest of the year.
And you got to wrestle against Army too, right?
I did. That was fun.
Yeah, and that year I think we went 9-1, like as a team.
Let's see. It started with Rashi Colton won, then Pat Prado won on a last second takedown. Then I won. Bobby Berg lost.
You sure?
Yeah. I'm pretty sure on that. And then you won. I think it was 22-6. So there must have been a second person that lost somewhere there.
I think James lost.
Oh yeah, their 84 pounder that year was tough.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was a good match.
Well, and Cook either Cook was. I don't remember who was heavyweight that year. If it was Cook or Kale.
Colin Cook.
Yeah.
He was undersized heavyweight. So fun to watch because he was great on top, and he would get 3 or 4 mat returns when he got on top, and then the other guy would just break, and I was like, all right, we're gonna get the right time point. He's gonna win this one. It was just very smart wrestling from an undersized heavyweight from him.
He's a goober, man. That dude is wild.
But on a personal note, that Army one was a fun one because both that American wrestler Cole Mosley, who I wrestled twice that year and beat him both times, and then Mark Marchetti from Army, they had both beat up my little brother a few times back in high school. They're both from Tennessee, and they had beaten my little brother multiple times. Both of them had, and my brother had never beaten either of them. I was like, I'm texting my little brother like, I got revenge for you, buddy.
I got you, Matt.
Got you, Matt.
Yeah. No, I just like that's something that I always admired about you. Like I never like actually expressed that verbally, but I think it takes a different level of mental toughness to be that engaged through the grind when you're not the guy who's getting their number called every weekend, you know. Kind of switching gears here. Uh, we kind of started by talking about you having a really good class, a 2014 class. At what point did you and your brother, maybe you guys didn't talk about it, I don't know, but like at what point were you like, yeah, I'm gonna go do the hard thing and go to Buds, like this is what I want to do?
Um, I'm sure we all kind of decided at different times of when we were going to pursue that. I know personally for me, it was something I did everything I could to keep it open the whole time, and that's something I tell all the mids I'm fortunate enough to talk to about choosing that career is keep all your options open and do everything you can so that you are, if you decide you want to do something, you're in the position to be that guy and get chosen for it. So I was fortunate that there were a few guys that were gunning from that early on, and I just kind of tied along with them. Was like, yeah, the training for this is going to help me with whatever I end up doing, whether I decide to go to Buds or to the Marines or to EOD or aviation or whatever. These experiences are just going to help me to get better for that. Um, so yeah, I guess I didn't fully commit to like this is what I'm going for until later. I had my options open for a long time. I did both leatherneck and the
Mini Buds thing,
mini
so
buds.
whatever,
So
yeah,
well, it was
mini
the
Buds.
so as I guess technically it wasn't called mini buds, but that's what everyone called it. Yeah,
Hmm. So you did both, okay.
I did both and had my options open that summer and just felt like that was the right choice for me and the right fit for me. So that's what I ended up putting first in my preferences and pursuing.
What was it about the class of 2014 where, like, I mean, it was all of you guys. Like, I mean, it was a huge class of you that graduated. The only one that comes to mind that didn't go SEAL route from you guys was James. Um,
James became a SWO.
mm.
Jericho and Ben Hunter became Marines. Who am I leaving out? I'm sure there's someone.
That's a big class though. Like most classes now are like 8 to 9 people
Mm-hmm.
that kind of stick through it. But that's what you just listed off an additional 3, so there's 12. And you just said you're missing somebody. We
Yeah.
just turn around, look at the poster. Who's on there? I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not seeing any seniors. I didn't say that.
So 12 people, 9 of them go
Joe Locksmith, Marine.
Locksmith Marines, yeah. So
That's the one.
14,
Yeah.
9 of 14 go to. So like, what was it about y'all's class? Like, I know a good chunk of them did go to NAPS together.
Yeah, so we had that big chunk that went to NAPS together, and all those guys that wrestled together at NAPS, all of them graduated together. They they came in super tight. It was interesting during Pleep summer, going to the wrestling room, and all these guys that did NAPS together are just so close and know each other so well, and it's like, all right, I'm trying to figure out how I fit in with all these guys.
Is
So
that the Watson effect or what?
yeah, I mean you got Johnny and Jordan and Ray and Ben
Oh
Hunt.
man, Jordan, yeah, and
Yeah.
freaking Wagner,
Steven. Can't
yeah,
ever forget Steven Wagner.
yeah.
Um, so yeah, a big crew of us ended up all kind of training together early on. I couldn't say if it was a bunch of guys making that choice individually or if one guy was the catalyst. I can't remember. Maybe someone else could answer that for you later. But we trained together, worked together on all that stuff, and set ourselves up to have a good chance of being selected when the time came. And yeah,
And
fortunately for us, a lot of us got selected and we all got to go, and a lot of us were there going through buds together or at the same time. Where it's like, oh, there go the guys the class ahead of me. Like I used to wrestle with him in the room every day. Of course I'm gonna be there too. It's just a matter of time of, hey, I'll have my chance to go through this part and this part and this part, and I'll I'll be with them. Just that mindset of same as a wrestling match. You're not going to a wrestling match. Think about how you might lose it. You're thinking about I'm gonna win. I'm gonna succeed. I'm gonna do this. Otherwise, why even step out?
Right.
Yeah, but I could get up on my soapbox a little bit about all that if you
About
want.
yeah, go for it.
Yeah, obviously, Buds gets put on a pedestal a little bit, and a bunch of my class did go there because it's the most difficult training pipeline all that I encountered. Obviously, hard to find something more difficult, but I think every Navy wrestler is 100% capable of going to Buds and succeeding if that's what they want to do. Just like they're 100% capable of succeeding if they want to go be a pilot or be a Marine or be a SWO or be a submariner or Marine pilot, EOD, Intel, whatever it is. Like I can think of guys that we shared the mat with during our 4 years there that are in each and every one of these communities and at the either were at the most elite levels or currently are that we shared the room with. All up and down all the different MOSs and different little niches that exist in the Navy and Marine Corps. And I gonna stay on my soapbox a little longer. I think I go back to the mission of the Naval Academy that we all memorized back as plebes. The mission of the United States Naval Academy is to develop midshipmen morally, mentally, physically, viewing them the highest, like all that. But we'll start at that front: morally, mentally, physically. Those three things.
Yeah.
Like you lead with what's most important. You finish with what's most important. So morally, mentally, physically, I can't think of a better place on the yard for someone to develop morally, mentally, physically to be prepared than that room in Lejeune Hall. That's like where it happens. You're getting challenged mentally, you're getting challenged morally, you're getting challenged physically, and just more intensely and better than you are anywhere else on the yard. There's something special about that room. And because of that, I wholeheartedly believe that everyone who comes out of that room is ready to go and succeed and excel wherever they choose is the best fit for them. Yeah, so it doesn't matter what branch or little route they choose, that room prepares you for it. I truly think it does.
I mean, I don't think anybody who's ever I know anybody who's ever walked through Lejeune, put the shoes on for 4 years would agree with that. I think each community, each MOS, each route it has its own challenges, and
yes,
couldn't agree more. Like the things that you learn in those that hexagon shaped room.
I don't even know what the shape is anymore.
Parallelogram / hexagon. I don't know.
Is it a rhombus?
It's an obtuse triangle with a rhombus on the side. No, the things you learn in those walls like prepare you for the hardest things you'll face in life and in the Marine Corps and the Navy. And I think I didn't go to Buds, didn't do that stuff. But these are your words, and I can agree. I think anybody could really agree that Buds gets put on a pedestal for a good reason, right? It's the most physically demanding thing.
Incredibly physically and mentally demanding. But I think I'm sure someone will be mad at me, but I think as far as physical preparation and mental toughness goes, I think guys who come out of the room are ready to face any challenge, whatever it may be it Buds, EOD, Marines, whatever. You've been prepared, and then it's just a question of, do you want it, and have you prepared in some of the little niche things? Because in various communities, there's different things you got to study and learn. But guess what? Those habits are built very well. You got to learn how to time manage and make the most out of your studies and do all these things while you're also making the most out of your match prep for the Army tool that's coming up or whatever it is while you're you're fighting with 6 weeks or 12-week exams.
Jeez, yeah.
All that stuff prepares you so that you can thrive in whatever tough circumstances you're put in. So obviously not everyone is meant to go to BUD/S. Not everyone's meant to be a Marine, DOD.
I couldn't be a
pilot, whatever.
So
not everyone's meant to do it, but
I couldn't get through.
You're in a position coming out of that room and wrestling for 4 years in the Naval Academy that if that's what you decide you want to do, you are going to be capable of doing it.
Yeah,
is what I believe.
Yeah, and how much of going through it with those 9 guys, like you might not have been in the same BUD/S class or SQT class or whatever as all the 8 of those guys, but
no, we weren't. That would have been cool if we were.
It would have been wild. Actually, that would have been Bad News Bears probably, but
maybe a little bit.
But like, how much did that because I don't know if you were the first class. But I'm sure there were guys that you knew that were in a class ahead of you, and you were like, oh shoot, Ray ran the O course in 15 minutes. Like, I've got to beat that. Or like, did seeing guys that you like rolled with for the last 4 years like get through it? Be like, okay, like I'm tougher than that guy, or like it's just like it's a competition,
Not tougher than that guy, but that guy does something, and like it just more cements in your mind that that's totally achievable, and it's not some monumental crazy pinnacle that you can't reach. It's just like when you're in a duel. Great memory when we dueled Lehigh my freshman year. Lehigh was ranked top 10 in the country, and we took them and beat them. Yeah. And I think it was one guy getting an upset over someone who was ranked, and then Mason Bailey did too. Or he beat Brandon Hatchett.
Mm-hmm.
Who went on to be an NCAA finalist.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And it's the same way that just builds. You see one of your teammates get that big win. I'm sure you see it sometimes with the current team, get that big win. And it's like, oh, their ranking doesn't matter as much. This just arbitrary thing doesn't matter as much. I can go do this. That clicks in the guy's mind, and he goes out and wins.
Yeah, no, for sure. People feed off each other for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. What did you have anybody in your class by curiosity? Like, out of curiosity, was there anybody?
Oh yeah. Me, my brother, and I think the majority of us ended up in the same class together. Yeah, it was good.
Yeah. Did you don't have to answer it if you don't want to, if you're not allowed to answer, but did you go straight through, or did you ever get rolled?
Oh yeah, I got rolled. I got it.
You got
hurt in my first all week.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Was that it though?
Yeah, that was the main thing that threw me off.
You got hurt. Is that what you said? What was the hardest part for you?
I mean, the hardest part is going to be different for everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah. The hardest part. I mean, probably the hardest like individual thing I could think of was, which some people it's the easiest thing of the whole pipeline for them. The 1 5-minute evolution of the tread was where you're wearing all your tanks and weight belt, and you got your fins on, and you got to keep your hands out of the water for 5 minutes. That was very difficult for me. It's like that one, it was only 5 minutes, but that felt like an eternity. It was so bad.
It felt longer than 7 minutes?
Maybe. I was tunnel visioning and seeing spots. It was tough. I guess I did. Other people who were just like, oh, that was easy. Like that doesn't even register for them. and for me, that one was absolutely brutal.
Yeah. Just curious.
You know,
Just curious.
everyone's got something, and
Yeah.
whatever pipeline you go down, that's going to be that hard thing, that crucible event for you, that hardest part.
Yeah. And then what was I mean, I'm gonna keep bugging you about the SEAL stuff because like I kind of was texting you beforehand, like you know, Oscar being on the yard is great for the guys, but like people ask questions, they want to know like other people's perspective. But what was your like pipeline without getting into specifics? You know, you graduate buds, you go SQT, you get pinned. Like what team do you go to, and like what's your role there, I guess?
Yeah, so I landed at SEAL Team 1, serving as an assistant officer in charge of a platoon. So there you do the workup and the deployment. You got a lieutenant over you, and you're a JG, and you're just learning from them of how to lead this platoon, learning from your chief and your E6s, whatever tactical knowledge they can give you on how to best do this job for when you get into it. It's just it's an interesting dynamic because all these guys have more experience. You got guys that are those E6s or even E5s that have combat experience and have done some real things, but you're in charge of them. You're in the leadership role, and you gotta balance that and find how that works best for you. So did that at that point. Had a diversity tour, a shore tour, and I ended up kind of getting pulled to interview with the admiral at the time, Admiral Colin Green. He was running NSW at that point. He was a 2-star admiral, and so I had to interview along with a couple other guys with him, and he selected me to be his aide de camp. So I did that for a year and a couple months, which is a really eye-opening experience about how those things all work at the highest levels. Going to the Pentagon, going to halls of Congress and sitting in with congressmen and senators, all kinds of high-level meetings that I got to help him prep for or be a part of. Just a fly on the wall. It was a big learning experience for me. Yeah, and that even gave me a chance to come back to the room at one point. We did go to the Naval Academy for a weekend, and I got to go and jump in the room and join a practice. This is when Coach Sherritt was head coach.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, it was a good little experience to get back there and see it all.
Yeah.
And then from there, I went back to Team 3, and I did the rest of my time at Team 3.
As the
so there was a backup that they're clearing out now, and I ended up doing another assistant platoon commander. Did that role again, which was very interesting. Getting to do it with a lot more experience. It was very, very different that time. Luckily, it was with a good friend and mentor of mine who was in charge of me. And then I had my platoon right after that at Team 3. And then, yeah, got out. So
10 years.
That's 10 years.
Yeah.
Training, Team 1, Warcom, Team 3. Yeah.
Yeah. Now you're in Minneapolis. So now that you're back in Minnesota, you are coaching a high school team and teaching.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
I know I've asked you this offline, but like what steered you to go back? Like, I know Allie's from there.
Yeah.
But like, you know, why was it teaching? Why was it coaching? Like,
yeah, my wife's from the area, so that kind of made this one of the places we looked hardest at about where to move to. And ended up being the place we decided. I've always wanted to get. I don't know. I've always felt called to get back to teaching and coaching because all of my mentors and role models I learned the most from, whether it was from that Coach Lewis I was mentioning earlier back in high school, or all the great coaches we had while we were at the Naval Academy. Like they left a mark. They left an impression on me, and maybe want to try and get back in some way. And then I don't know. One of my favorite parts when I was at the team was when I had the opportunity in the SEAL community was when I had the opportunity to teach guys and show them, like, just share with them the things I knew. So I was like, hey, I want to give this a shot, see if teaching and coaching is the right thing for me. And what a better time than as I'm transitioning out of the military. Let's go ahead and do this thing. Let's not wait. Here up in the Twin Cities area, there's a whole bunch of independent Christian schools that have been popping up the last 15 years or so. So a chance to go and teach at a small Catholic school with a mission that aligns with me, that they're putting Christ at the center of what they do, putting the faith like strongly in the school, even though it's a totally different experience because it's just a smaller school than when I went to. But it's been a really awesome change for me, and it's very different, but helped me learn a bunch. The wrestling team has been fun too. There's a lot more inexperience than I guess I was probably expecting coming in, but that's just awesome because it gives a chance to try and shape things. All right, if I had to build a wrestler from the ground up, how am I going to do it?
Mm-hmm.
So trying to troubleshoot and tweak how to do that last year and the first year, helping out with the program, and then this year too. Which this year's been thrown off because, of course,
the baby.
So
darn it.
Haven't been near as involved for good reason. Happy to not be near as involved to start. Very happy to. Wouldn't want it any other way.
Was that decision to go into the coaching teaching realm, was that the plan the whole time? Like, was that a stressful move? Like, anytime I would check in with you or you would call me and we'd catch up, play catch up every couple months or whatever it was like every time I asked you, I don't know if you're just like being humble or like you don't want to share everything, but you're just like, yeah, I don't know. I'm like, we're doing good. I just like, I never feel like I got the full story. Like,
yeah, I mean, it's stressful. Obviously, the transition out's a big change. You experienced it about the same time I did.
Yeah.
It's like, this is this thing that we prepared for 4 years of the Naval Academy, and then we've been doing for the past 8, 9, 10 years of our lives. And there's like this clear path of what you do next. So the lines are so clearly laid out for you of how you go about moving along. And it's just on you to do it while you're in the military. Like, obviously there's more to that. That's an oversimplification of it, but it's there for you. And then when you get out, you kind of have all these different options of what to do. And a lot more of those question marks come up of, am I making the right choice? Is this going to work out? Is this going to be the best way I can support my family and all that? Because obviously, yeah, that wasn't so much in question previously with things, but no, I mean, I loved my time in the Navy. I have so many experiences that I look back on fondly and enjoyed. I still keep in touch with a lot of the guys, whether it was guys I went through with that I wrestled with at Navy or other guys I got to work with along the way. Still keep in touch with a lot of them. And but I'm happy where I'm at. If I could go back and do it all again, I would love to do it all again. But yeah.
I tell people that all the time. I was like, if there was a button to like go back tomorrow and like start over, do plebe year, I'd sign me up. Like, give me the button. You know.
Yeah.
Last question, Alex. We've been rocking this thing
Yeah,
for.
we've been here a while. All good though. Love it.
I can keep going, man.
Yeah.
If you could give a midshipman any piece of advice, knowing what you know now, as a Navy wrestling alumni and as a SEAL who's now exited the Navy, and you're forming your own path. If you could give a midshipman like some advice, like based on what you've experienced, like what would it be? Like one little piece.
Yeah. Well, first off, I'm going to say they're so fortunate to have like you there. You're there. Oscar's there. Stevie Cervantes is there still, right?
Yep.
Yeah. I got to see him when they dueled Iowa State last year.
Yeah.
I didn't expect to see him there, and then there he was.
Yeah.
Yeah. You guys, I mean, I obviously know you and Oscar very well, and I know the kind of great men that you are, and the way that you are presenting things to these guys and helping to guide them along. So yeah, listen to these guys. Definitely do that.
That's a cop out. They're asking you. I'm asking you.
Final answer. That's my start. Hey, Oscar was in my company too.
Wow, great company. A lot of legends in that one.
Yeah, I had Dustin and Oscar watching out for me. That was good times. But it would just be take advantage of all these opportunities. I'm sure this is something the coaches are telling them all the time, that you only get so many opportunities to learn and grow and develop and all these things. And there's so much being offered to you at the Naval Academy, whether it's in the classroom, in different leadership seminars, in the wrestling room, and the tournaments you get to go to. Like set yourself up for success every chance you get, and do those things. A lot of times you can make the decision between doing things the easy way or the right way, and you gotta just choose that right way. It's going to be harder. You're going to have to put in more work, but it's going to pay off in huge dividends. And those little choices add up, and they build habits. As Major Antonelli always said back in Sleep Summer, everything you do in life is habit forming, gentlemen. Everything. Yeah. So not a better place to start building those habits than that wrestling room in one of the most challenging terrains you're going to face. Standing up there as a freshman against Dustin Hayslip and just getting taken down over and over. Yeah.
I love it, man. That's awesome. That's good advice. I think I've heard what you said in different versions.
Yeah.
There's the easy way, and then there's the right way, or like the right way is always the hard way. Choose the hard way.
I'm sure I messed that one up somewhere there.
I've heard so many different variations.
Apologies. Yeah.
But that there's nothing more true. There's so many shortcuts in life, and the Naval Academy is not one of them. Wrestling is not one of them. And doing both of those things at the same time, and then doing them both the right way, like that's.
Yeah. Kudos to those guys on the team right now, because it's a crazier world right now with everything on just the way college sports and all that go.
Yeah.
To make the choice to go to the Naval Academy and stick it out and do that is very, very commendable and awesome for them. So proud of all those guys on the team and what they're doing.
Yeah, it's a good point. We talk about that a lot in the office. It takes a special type of kid, a mature kid, to realize, you and I both, I think, we're cut from similar cloth. Like, you give me a fat wallet or an opportunity to get, and we've both experienced it, so it's a little easier, 18-year-old version of Alex Johnson. 18-year-old version of Peyton. I still think I would make the decision to go the hard route, knowing the prestige of the Naval Academy, and but I don't know, maybe I wouldn't.
I hope I would.
Yeah, or you take the bag, I don't know. Like,
I wasn't offered that bag.
I wouldn't have been offered that bag either, but
I wasn't that recruit.
It was a different world back then.
But
yeah, man, no, I appreciate you coming on. I mean, this is one of the longer interviews we've done. I'll have to go back and edit it.
I didn't expect to talk this long, but
well, you're a yapper, man. I can't get you to hang up, to stop. Oh no, that's your brother. Kidding. Sorry, Zach.
Just text him later. It's all right. It's an hour and 12 into this. He ain't listening this long.
No, he's got to put the kids to bed. Actually, I still owe him a phone call. Remember when I called you and he called me I never called him back. But anyway, thanks for your time, man. I know you're juggling a lot of balls right now, and hug them all. Hug all those guys for me, and
you do the same with Axel, Quinny, and then what's the
Ledger.
Ledger.
Yeah.
All right.
It's all good. It's a different name. We gotta start opening the Bible a little bit more. It's easier to remember those names. Peter and David. But yeah, tell Allie I said hey. And how much longer you got your mom there?
This week.
Okay. Yeah. We're sending guys to the Scuffle in a couple weeks.
Oh, doing both Scuffle and Soldier Salute.
Yeah, Scuffalonians.
Well, I see you up at the Soldier Salute. If I manage,
dude, you gotta go. I'll be there.
You'll be there.
I'm going to salute.
Okay, I will do my best to make it down there that weekend.
Yeah.
Or week, whatever day it is.
Have you've been there, right? Like you've been to? Oh man, they do a good job.
No, I haven't.
Soldier Salute, they do it right. I forget, it's not the Xfinity. I forget what arena it is, but right in.
Yeah.
Is it Coralville? Yeah. They do a really good job. Actually, it's Coach Eustace's brother who kind of runs the tournament.
Nice.
Does a good job. But yeah, man, hopefully we see you there. I know we're not going to see it Army this year, but
unfortunately,
you'll be watching.
Yeah. I'll be sitting in the corner coaching my kids at sections with it pulled up on my phone. Just
screaming at your phone.
Half. Oh no, I'm talking to the screen. Back to the mat.
Coach, I'm in neutral. Like, what are you doing? All right, Alex. Thanks for your time, man. It's great catching up, brother.
Yeah, good catching up.